Hello, English 10. Welcome back. This week we will be continuing our study of literary devices and short stories. We're going to read a short story called The Man in the Well. And by the end of this week, you should be able to identify mood words and explain their effects on the readers. You should be able to explain the theme of a piece of writing and support that with textual evidence. And then you should also be able to talk about how point of view might change our interpretation as readers. So let's get into it. The story we're going to read is called The Man in the Well. It's a little bit interesting, a little bit different. To give you a little context here, basically there are some kids out playing in a field and they stumble upon a man who's fallen in the well. And rather than get him help, they kind of look at each other and nod and say, kind of without speaking, agreeing that they're not going to help. And they kind of string him along for a few days. So you'll have to read to find out just what this is all about. Now, as we read Man in the Well, we're going to be looking at two literary devices. One will be point of view, and one will be mood. Now, this is pretty similar to what you've seen in the past, different types of point of view. First person, second person, third person. Remember, first person is that point of view that uses I, me, we, that sort of thing. Second person uses you. You don't hear that a lot except maybe in like lyrics in songs. You might catch that. And then we have the three different types of third person. Objective third person, where the narrator is talking about other people, but staying sort of as a detached observer. Limited omniscient third person, where the narrator is telling the story from a viewpoint of one of the characters. And then the omniscient third person, the narrator seems to have unlimited knowledge and can describe every character's thoughts and interpret their behaviors. Now, we are going to be reading a story that is written in first person. And in doing so, we're going to talk about how that perspective might change our interpretation and how it could be different by the end of it. The other thing I want you to think about is mood, right? Remember, mood is the feeling you get when you read a text. This year, we're going to talk about mood and tone. Tone is how the author feels toward a subject, but mood is you personally, as the reader. What sort of emotional response do you have to what's being said? So as you read The Man in the Well this week, I want you to underline or circle text or make a note of anything that you think helps to develop mood or a specific feeling for you. So here's a short little 3-minute video that will kind of walk us through some more things to look for when looking for mood.
Mood is the feeling that you get from a work of literature or art. Another way to describe mood is atmosphere. When you walk into a place, it has an atmosphere that makes you feel a certain way. When you walk into a story, it too has an atmosphere that makes you feel a certain way. The mood of a story can be calm, annoyed, frantic, joyful, gloomy, romantic, hopeful, or tense. How might you describe the mood of this video right now? Sweet and playful, right? How about now? See how the music changes the mood? But authors can't use music in their writing. So what do they use? Word choice, imagery, and setting. Let's look at some examples. Listen to this sentence. The bloodthirsty lion stalked the savannah, hungrily eyeing the helpless creatures around him. Pay attention to the circled words. What mood do they create? Now listen to this sentence. The majestic lion roamed the savannah, proudly gazing at the creatures around him. How has the mood changed? Which words helped create this mood? Good writers pull readers into the world of a story by using vivid language that appeals to the five senses. This imagery is crucial to establishing a mood. See if you can find the imagery in this sentence. The wooden bat slipped in Emily's sweaty palms as she stepped up to home plate, the sun glaring down on her like a harsh spotlight. The crowd's piercing howls and jeers caused her heart to thump in her chest. What mood do these images create? What if the author had written, "The wooden bat vibrated with energy in Emily's steady hands as she stepped up to home plate, the sun shining like a golden medal in the sky. The crowd's joyful whoops and whistles caused her heart to do a little dance in her chest." How did the different images change the mood? The setting of a story also plays a big part in creating mood. Like in this scene. "What time is it?" Tim asked Jacob. All around them, taxicabs honked their horns as hordes of people in suits pushed by on their way into office buildings. What is the setting? What mood does the setting create? Now imagine the same scene, but in a completely different setting. Like this one. "What time is it?" Tim asked Jacob. Weak moonlight cast shadows over the crumbling gravestones. A lone owl hooted somewhere in the darkness above. How has the setting changed the mood?
Okay, so that's where we'll pause it there, guys, and just kind of keep that in mind. So, as you are going through and reading the story this week, you want to think about that. What is it that helps to establish mood, right? We talked about, the video talked about the author has some things available to them, such as imagery, word choice, and setting to help create an emotional response in the reader. So, be paying attention for mood as you read.